The purpose of this video is to show what tomato plants I have planted right now. Starting on this end, there's a hand for size comparison. Little flowers. This one, that thing looks nice. That would be little flowers forming. Oh my god. I started to squat down and there's a thing behind me. It was very alarming. Pretty close together. See what happens there. There's our struggler, the one who almost died but then made a comeback. So there's a good chance that this thing will produce a lot of cherry tomatoes. And then these are like early courgettes, like butternut squash. And then this one is, I forgot something. And those are, I believe they are cucumber. That one's looking pretty rough, but this one's looking good. That one's looking really good. That one's looking okay. There's another tomato plant I got out here really early. Looks like we're getting flowers forming. Gonna come over here to show these two. There's two in this pot, which is gonna be overcrowded, but I'm gonna try and train each one away from each other pretty soon here. Now start opening them up for more light. And over here I have this one starting to get pushed over by this kale plant, and it's being eaten, or not eaten, but the leaves are just looking weird. But the upper leaves look good. And then there was another tomato. Oh, there it is. This one looks good. All good. Maybe a little bit of leaf disease or something, but nice vibrant green in the middle. And that pepper looks like it needs a little bit of just fill in right there. There we go. And I think I'll just turn this into a kind of a full update with some other stuff, just showing peppers and just gonna go show stuff. That should be a lavender. That should be a borage. Over there we got some kind of different, there's things that I forgot in cantaloupe. Does it say? Nope, it says Waltham butternut squash. And over there's sunflowers. Okay, let's go to the side over here. There's peas. There's a bunch of mint. This is like a natural sage with mint and natural weeds that are beneficial, like chickweed or henbit or whatever this one is. Forgot which one it is, but a little chop and drop action right there. A little chop and drop action right there. And a little right there. All right, perfect. And then got the kale and flower. And we have daikon radish that reseeded. I reseeded from last year's seed. And there's a flower from the daikon radish. And then here's a mustard plant and a common mallow. Common mallow will be grown in your soil if you got weeds. There's some courgettes they snuck in right there. I stepped on those pumpkins and now it's being eaten. So since I stepped on it, it bent over, touched the ground, and then things can start eating it. And then we're gonna move over here to Those are gonna be peas. Some mean looking pea plants. And then those are safflower. And then that over there is, I believe, a winter cress, curled cress, something or other. Catch that bee on camera. Oh, okay. And then there's a row of corn and pumpkin. Unless the pumpkin might be a squash, but that was from a birdseed mix, and it will kind of just grow there and do its thing. Let's see what happens. And that's also from birdseed. And just touch on these over here. There's a couple Hungarian wax peppers and different things. And some basil. Though the basil has been doing very struggling. And then here's Italian dandelions, which is also known as chicory root. And chicory root is good for your gut health. And then here's my catnip cuttings that I transplanted out. And they're growing good, even developing side growth shoots on the side there. And there's more Italian dandelions going down there, aka chicory root. There's kind of like a bullshit area, just like some radishes that, again, it's just bullshit area that didn't really work out, but I got some radishes over there growing. Then that would be about it. And anytime you see grass, you pull it out by the root, like that. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, and then this spot is catnip. Again, which I propagated and then transplanted out from stem cutting. And that's a pumpkin or squash that grew from, I don't know what from. So it's a volunteer from maybe a mystery compost. I actually found a composter behind a Goodwill. And yeah, it was like gonna be thrown away or something. And it had some compost in it, and that's where that seedling, I think it came from that. Because this is where I just dumped that stranger's compost, whatever was left in that container, because I didn't really know what to do with it, So I was just like, throw it in this garbage pit. This is just the garbage pit, and there's succulent cuttings right there. Those are all gonna grow on the edge of the garbage pit. And those are succulents, and there's more succulents along that border right there. There's gonna be a lot of succulents growing. Like way too many succulents growing. They also are gonna they do border on this one too, right there. All along the border here is succulents that I recently added in. Thriving mint, thriving lettuce, thriving mustard thing, pepper, sunflowers. More of this henbit or chickweed. I don't even know. I need to figure out which one it is. You can just, anytime there's excess weeds, you know what to do. Just chop and drop it. Cover up the soil. I think this is arugula. I'm not too sure though. I think it is arugula. Let's see if I break a little piece. It smells like a nutty scent. It's probably arugula. Alright, that's enough of that video. Just kidding. Let's go to the front. There's my lemon tree struggling along. Here's some strawberry plants, which starting to develop some little strawberries. And as you can see, they're just growing in this shallow container. And there's a lot actually on here, to be honest. Oh, there's a good looking one right there. And this is the offshoots from the runners from last year. So these runners are producing. And yep, they'll be right behind the parent plants, it looks like. And then here's my oak tree, my oak tree. Sorry, I'm like leaning over, can't breathe. All right, here's my raspberry, new addition. It says an ever-bearing variety, and I paid $45 for it. And I only got this one specifically because a certain someone in my life who was special to me demanded that we have a raspberry. So I had to oblige. All right, moving on. This is new. We got a pomegranate and blueberry and goji berry. Decent sized pots. I potted them up into. They'll fill into those pots over the next, probably this whole growing season. And I don't know, if I potted them sooner, that'd be great, but I just don't have bigger pots for them right now, so. Man, I mean, there's just too much stuff. There's sage, there's succulents, there's citronella, geraniums, cilantro, mint, aloe vera, succulents, mint, geranium, clover with aloe vera, clover grass mystery, that purple thing, succulents, original catnip plant from which cuttings came, mint I grew from seed last year, miscellaneous and personal, including guava tree grown from seed by aunt, which is still alive. This one's a cool succulent. Doesn't look the best because it has cold damage, but once the new growth that is no longer cold damage comes in, it'll look good. There's a lettuce with a yarrow and a clover. I like the yarrow. It's my first time growing yarrow. Very excited. And then this is the guava right here, coming back after the winter dormancy, which I did not know it would do winter dormancy. I thought it might be gone completely. And that should be an assassin bug nymph or whatever. Some kind of predatory insect, I'm hoping, I believe. So it should actually be good for the plant. I don't know what it eats, but I believe it feeds on some kind of bad insect, like aphids maybe. Or it could be a like a hoverfly nymph. I kind of forget. It's something. I think it's something good. Then more succulents because those are just easy, but kind of like at the point where I have so much that I just wish I could just cut out everything extra and just focus on the main back garden for now. But it is gonna be a busy season soon. And here's a if you know what those are, comment down below what those are.